Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone, parents, families, staff, the entire Baruch family, and most of all, the graduating class of 2020. Welcome and congratulations. Wow, this is a year like no other.
Welcome. This is Mr. Sparrow now. Yeah, Mr. Jonas, I think you're talking about this is the first time that I can recall that we've had all 5 advisories get to graduation having the same advisor every single year. Granted, Ms. Perez's advisory had Ms. Castagna as well freshman year, but they also had Ms. Perez.
Awesome.
So that's a first. Also, this grade had tremendous work ethic. And some of the most active activists and the most athletic athletes and just some of the nicest kids that I can recall meeting. I think that's what you meant, yeah?
Yeah. But you have to remember that at the beginning of 2020, we encountered this major setback in the form of a pandemic. And if nothing else, it was a test. Well, it was a lot of things, but it was a test for our students, unlike any other test. And I think I can speak for all the other senior teachers. Those 45 minutes that we shared with you and just seeing your attitude and your resilience in the face of what was happening was encouraging for us. And it gave us 45 minutes to not think about what was happening in the world. And we appreciate you for that. And if that wasn't enough, we witnessed the murder of George Floyd, and our souls cried. And I can only imagine for you, this was not only sad, but this forced you into a place where you had to reevaluate where you were. But you also was able to come forward and be proactive and to organize and to encourage and to support each other and to take action. And for that, you should also be applauded. And since you have been through so many things through the last 4 years, and especially this year, Mr. Sparrow, can you think of one piece of advice that you would like to leave this class with?
Yeah, Mr. Jonas, I was thinking about it, and I think for me it's gratitude. And that comes like you were talking about. I think the gratitude that we feel towards this grade, but I also mean it for the graduating seniors too. That's something I hope for you that you always hold on to, is the gratitude for all of those who have helped get you to where you are. So obviously right now, for some of us, some of those people are around us right here in the room with you in the in your pajama graduation. Others probably who you would like to have been at your graduation probably can't be with you right now because of travel restrictions or concerns about their health. And then others, for some of us, others who have played a major role in shaping who we are have left us. Some years ago, others even in the last few months. And I want us to take a moment and just honor with gratitude everyone around you, whether they're present or not, who's helped to bring you to where you are today. What about you, Mr. Jonas? What advice do you have for these seniors?
Well, most of my classes involve statistics, and we also did some calculus, and I met with the college calc class. So I think across the board, I think one of the things that we learned this year is that small changes can result in significant differences. And I think class of 2020 can take that to the real world, and don't ever underestimate the little things that you do to bring about a difference in this world as individuals and as a community. And speaking of changes and a change maker, we would like to take some time. I want to take some time with this, Mr. Sparrow, to introduce our teacher speaker. And you know I like music, so I want to share a lyric from a Bob Marley song. See if I can remember this. I'm not going to sing. It says, "Misty morning, don't see no sun. I know you're out there somewhere having fun. Mysteries I cannot express. How do you give your more to receive your less?" And that's the question I want to ask this amazing teacher, friend, colleague, every time I see her at work. How do you give your more to receive your less? And yes, you're out there having fun, because your fun is to make others better. And like the sun, you shine your light and you share your warmth.
And I think you just revealed for me the question I've always had about her, which is I can't figure out how a person does all that she does in a 24-hour day. And I think your thing about the sun really hits on it, that she actually is present in the Arctic during the summer when the sun never sets.
Now it makes sense. No longer a mystery. We're going to ask Miss Diana DeRico to give some of her warmth and some of that light to our class of 2020.
Good afternoon. My loving congratulations to you graduates, and greetings to the families, friends, and colleagues gathered here. Class of 2020, you made it, and you amazed us every step of the way. Thank you for inviting me to speak on this important day. It is an honor to have your attention, and though my words will fall short to capture all that is this moment, I will do my best. As a city, nation, and global community, we are stunned and mourning the tragic loss of so many lives to COVID-19. We grieve too for other losses during this unprecedented time, not the least of which is your closing experience as high school students. I commend the heroic actions of healthcare professionals, essential workers, and activists, and I commend each and every one of you for showing up in very real ways for yourself, each other, and the larger Baru community, for showing up for our beautiful aching city, for Black lives, and for a more just and sustainable world for all. As we struggle to redefine normalcy, we grieve for the countless victims of a long-standing systemic racism that is a health crisis all its own. Words cannot fully express the tremendous grief and concern gripping our society. But change is coming, and like change tends to be, it is painful but promising. Keep showing up. For those who have lost their lives, for those who live in fear, and for all those who are suffering right now, I ask you to please bow your head and join me in a brief moment of silence in their honor. Thank you. As a graduating class, you are an extraordinary crew. Seldom, if ever, have I known a group of so many loves and leaders with such an eclectic array of interests and talents. You impress us time and again. You have served as a teacher to me many occasions. And whatever is your passion, today we celebrate your past accomplishments and your bright future. I urge you to find some quiet moment today to enter your mind's eye and honor the accomplished graduate and so much more that you are in the present. I wish I was standing before you to be able to see your beautiful faces as I deliver these words. Whether you're an artist, athlete, activist, analyst, an engineer, environmentalist, event planner, a musician, mathematician, poet, peacemaker, prophet, all of the above, some of the above, none of the above, know that you are so much more than any one thing, and you have each a very important place in this world. Define and redefine your role, but always know that your presence in this world is invaluable and unique, and knowing you gives me tremendous hope. So who am I that attempts to deliver this speech, and out of what examination of self do I speak to you today? I am Diana Adele Dorico, a cis, straight, white, first-generation Italian-American woman with great privilege, a wife, mother, daughter, granddaughter, sister, and Zia. I am an educator, student, mentor, leader, athletic director, reader, caretaker, an ever-evolving human who works hard and keeps tremendous faith in the love that is at the center of all of this life itself. I am proud. Proud to admit that I fail, prouder yet to know that some of the greatest lessons of my life were born of the struggle, not the successes. I am proud to be a Baruchian, and I am proud to be in community with all of you. One of you said to me last year, Dorico, I realized that life is the social action project. Huh, is it? I thought, but it turns out he was right. Let's review the stages of service learning. First, you have to tap into your own passions, identify a need, and then to start your mission, you investigate the problem, educate yourself, ask more questions, consider more perspectives, and then make a careful plan, troubleshoot, consider the end goal, and plan backwards. Collaborate with others all along the way. And next, take that action in many small steps. Change is gradual and difficult. Constantly find the time along the way to reflect, and finally, demonstrate the change by sharing with others. Rest, and repeat. So we already talked about that. So what else is of value to remember on this journey of life? And what are some tried and true pieces of advice that I can offer you, a class that's already so wise and ambitious? I made a top 10 list for you. Number 1, start all things with respect. Always cultivate respect for yourself, for your own worth and your ability. Work hard to respect others. Respect what you cannot know about their lived experience, and show that respect by listening and providing others the room that we all need to be our ever-evolving imperfect selves. Number 2, remember that our liberation and joy are bound up in one another. Why are we encouraged to wear masks? For others. Why must we find the courage to speak out against injustices that are not personal to us? For others. Number 3, Frederick Douglass shared, to understand, a man must stand under. Understanding requires humility, an intentional placement of the self with distance from the elements to be learned. Learning is a gift we can always give ourselves. So remember to stand under to understand. Number 4, be brave enough to hope. Often in my life, I have felt ashamed of my optimism. I was told to get real, to be less naive. I know that hope takes courage now. Hope alone can't change a thing, but hope fueled by love, logic, grit, and grind, well, hope gets things done. So maintain a positive mindset best you can and let hope fuel the possibilities. Number 5, being in your feelings is more than okay. Until recently, I would have told you that my sensitivity is my greatest weakness, when in fact, it is a strength. Feeling is knowing. My gut, empathy, and emotional connections with others have guided me to the right here and now, more than anything else in my life. So listen to those feelings of yours. They're valid. Let them help you find your way. Number 6, acknowledge that change is a constant. Who are you? Society is constantly asking us. And there's so much pressure to know all of ourselves so deeply and completely. I have discovered at 40 years of age that knowing who I am means knowing that I am always changing. Octavia Butler wrote, "All that you touch, you change. All that you change, changes you. The only lasting truth is change." So allow yourself the freedom to evolve. You can know who you are and still not know all that you are. Number 7, Dr. Maya Angelou said, do the best you can until you know better. And then when you know better, do better. Our daily small-scale ways of living life matter immensely. The lessons we learn along the way matter too. Keep doing your best. Number 8, when you want to quit, return to where you started. Return to why you started. That sense of passion and purpose is a guide for you. Number 9, everyone is my teacher. Everyone is a teacher. Every moment of this life is another chance to learn. Number 10, last but not least, cultivate relationships that elevate. Choose your people carefully, of course. I knew my husband was the one for me when I realized that I'm my best version of myself in his presence. And it takes strength to know our own limitations, so seek help along the way too. One of you helpfully recommended Emergent Strategy by Adrienne Marie Brown. My hot pink highlights throughout the book remind me of the powerful lessons within it. Brown argues that our fears are driving the current cycles of injustice. She writes, we are in an imagination battle, and we have to imagine beyond those fears. We have to ideate, imagine, and conceive together. She's so right. We are all in this together. The last thing I want to share is a poem, of course. One by none other than Aja Monet, Baruch alumna, whose poems say her name we studied together in your sophomore year. This poem is entitled When in Doubt, and it honors the power of imagination and the possibilities that emerge from doubt. When in Doubt by Aja Monet. A little girl daydreaming on a corner, by a building, in a house, on a rooftop, or a fire escape. A balcony of imagination, who sprouts into a woman like a tiger lily defies the soil. Some days when I forget my own backbone, I can feel her flailing within me, barely touching a body smiling. What a marvelous landscape, arms of roads and rivers, a tender mouth of treasure. I swoon the wind and curse the storm. If we ever lose sight, may there be a lamppost, a moon, a star, dimly lit within a guiding lighthouse, some reservoir of echo and song. Peel me into that little girl again, into a dreamer still developing her country, moving mountains, merging neighborhoods and cities, of skin and bone. Fascinated by the sensational happiness of low-living lovers, let there be a hand to hold and a cheek to kiss, a moment to savor and reminisce. Here's to the deep moments of sadness that hurl us into natural artistic cabarets of joy. May the world show you more beauty and promise each and every day, class of 2020, and may you be hurled into joyful, proud tomorrows. I love you. Congratulations, class of 2020.
Thank you, Ms. Dorico. Thank you, Ms. Dorico. I hope I speak that wisely and look that great when I turn 40. So next up, we have our student speaker. So Mr. Jonas, you know I played I guess I still play Ultimate Frisbee when we're able to stop socially distancing again. But I played on this one team where we used to speculate about if we had a team of just 7 of this person, what would be the best team? And invariably we'd come around to like the player who put the most effort out on the field. So I was wondering if you were thinking about like your ideal class of just one student replicated over and over again, who do you think that would be?
That would include Adriana Kuka. She, oh my goodness. She is a highly motivated, enthusiastic, responsible, take care of business kind of student learner. And she is definitely one that teachers dream of having in their class. And she doesn't break a sweat. And she has heart, a good heart. Who would be that person for you?
Well, I certainly don't think we could go wrong with Adriana. Shall we take it away, Adriana?
Good afternoon, families, friends, teachers, administrators, and most importantly, graduates. I hope everyone is safe and healthy during these chaotic yet momentous times. It is my honor to have been given the opportunity to address you all today. On behalf of the class of 2020, I would like to thank Ms. Hannah, Ms. Perez, Mr. Kaiser, as well as all the amazing Baruch faculty who have been working tirelessly to ensure that we are still learning even while in quarantine. We are very thankful for all of the hard work and dedication which we have all put into providing support for us during these unprecedented times. I would also like to shout out the wonderful graduation committee and our advisors, Mr. Sparrow and Mr. Jonas, for all of the outstanding work and organization accomplished this year. I'd like to start by addressing the fact that this is not how we expected our senior year to end. We began the year preparing for our AP classes, already making prom plans, and trying not to drown in the sea of college applications. We were nervous, but we were still confident that this year would be just as we would have pictured our senior year to be. I had imagined being able to walk across a stage to receive my diploma and speak to you all in an auditorium with all of our fancy graduation gear and nothing but love and support filling the atmosphere around us. I envisioned a blue sky and only a few clouds of panic on this day. I am still picturing this even as I speak to you all through a screen. If we close our eyes, we can picture our junior-infested hallways. At the end, I see Ms. Klein's lunchroom, with students flooding in and out nonstop. Mr. Jonas's big, welcoming smile makes our days 10 times brighter, even if we are in the middle of a very serious argument about whether or not cheesecake is a pie or a cake. Of course, we need evidence to support our claims, and Mr. Zimmerman never fails to disappoint with the perfect explanation as to why cheesecake is in fact a pie. And if we walk down to Ms. Biggs's room, there might be a group of sociology students singing along to All I Want for Christmas by Mariah Carey. And in Mr. Sparrow's room, there's always a handful of students who are about to be late to their next class because they don't want the discussion to end. And that's only a glimpse of what our everyday routines at Baruch were like. The dramatic switch from these busy days to online learning left us doing something that some of us never thought we could do: miss school. And yet, we still managed to keep in touch even while apart. Our bond is strong. We care and love each other as we would our own families. We became closer and closer as the years went by. You can always count on someone in this class to have your back when times are rough. Even if you may not know them all too well or speak to them that often, we are there for each other. And it is now more important than ever to continue to support one another, considering the climactic state of our society. We are facing several pivotal battles, and we have the power to influence and educate unlike any generation before us. We are sharing, reposting, and discussing ways to protect ourselves from COVID-19, or encouraging our peers to sign petitions and donate to reliable efforts to combat systemic racial inequalities and the environmental crisis, among other societal issues. Some of us may find ourselves carrying a sense of hopelessness in these battles, but we must not give up. We must work together to lift each other up. We are an unstoppable group of young people when we are unified. We have achieved so much together. Our social action projects set us on a path to meaningfully give back to our communities. We collected over 700 books to donate to under-resourced schools. We fundraised for the Australian wildfires. We protested for gun control and climate action. The list is endless. We should all be very proud of ourselves and all that we've accomplished in our 4 years together. I would like to close off by sharing with you all an important message. This year has been an emotional roller coaster, to say the least. We gained many things and we lost many things. This past March, my family and I lost someone very dear to us. She instilled qualities of resilience and compassion in me, and I was lucky enough to call her my grandma. And upon reflecting on the life she lived, my family helped me realize that she left us with a very precious lesson: to live life with a willingness to love others and be loved by others. My grandma always put others' needs before her own and always stressed that the people whom you surround yourself with, the people you call your family, are the people you should love and support no matter what. As we close this chapter of our lives and begin writing a new one, I urge you all to never forget your Baruch family and to always give them the love and support they need so that they too can love and support the people they surround themselves with. We are a truly remarkable class getting ready to take on the world. We are the Baruch College Campus Class of 2020. Congratulations to everyone on all your accomplishments. I wish you all the best of luck in college and beyond. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Good afternoon, families, friends, teachers, administrators, and most importantly, graduates. I hope everyone is safe and healthy during these chaotic yet momentous times.
So that was a little photo montage, and now we have the senior video for you as well. And before we start, Adriana obviously picked up on this in her speech, but I did want to take a moment to thank the grad committee of seniors, Adriana herself, yeah, Rita Khan, Madalena Kishner, Macy Stacher, Lila Kilaramani, and Marina Major. They did so much work.
Janet Andrade.
Oh, and Janet Andrade too. Thank you. It did so much work throughout the year and in the last few weeks, really, to put together the video you'll see, but also to coordinate all of putting together these events like the awards ceremony and this one. So thank you, seniors.
Thank you.
Hi, seniors. Happy graduation. I love you.
You made it.
John, Say something, John.
Hi, seniors.
Hi.
So we just wanted to say
Oh no, I look bad at that angle. Okay, hold on. Let me do it again.
This is our last second fire drill ever as high school students.
And now we're gonna take our time with this one again. Mr. Sparrow, we have to introduce our beloved principal. And where do I begin? I tell people that she was my roommate, but we just shared a room a long time ago before she became principal. And, you know, having the benefit of seeing her in the classroom and seeing her as a principal, it's just, I just couldn't think of anyone else I would want to lead us dealing with what we had to deal with this year.
Yeah, I was going to say that too, that we've seen the pandemic has put in stark relief the importance of effective leadership internationally, on the national stage, and in terms of anything like running a school. And I do think that we've benefited hugely in these challenging times from Ms. Perez's leadership and the whole administrative team.
Absolutely.
That I remember talking to students as well as staff members, and we couldn't believe how effectively we were able to transition. Obviously, learning hasn't been exactly what it would have been if we were all in the classroom, but the transition was as smooth as it could possibly have been.
And at times when we needed someone to listen, when we had to vent, she listened to us and she responded to our concern. And she took everything that we had to say into consideration under all this pressure. And she remained calm in front of us, and she remained poised, and that trickled down to all of us so that we could show that to our student. And I think that was very important.
Hear, hear.
So, Ms. Perez, can you please share some of that insight to our class of 2020?
Dear class of 2020, a graduation ceremony is an important rite of passage where your accomplishments are acknowledged and you are stepping away from childhood and into adulthood. Of course, life is not a clean demarcation, and in many ways, your life will continue to evolve and remain complex. You'll still feel like a kid inside. I know I do often. But also, you're ready for the responsibility of being your own person, defining your adult self, and moving out into the world on your own. This year is bittersweet for me, and for all of us, for obvious reasons. Firstly, I'm speaking to you through a computer screen. The routine of school, as we've known it since your pre-K stepping up ceremony, your elementary and middle school graduations, in New York City auditoriums, smelling of Pine Sol and the low thrum of window air conditioners, running under velvet curtains as you sat in those folded wooden seats, waiting for the moment to walk across the stage and receive your diploma. This year you would have sat together, draped in blue, in the great hall of Cooper Union, as we have for so many graduating classes. We all know now too intimately the life-alteringness of COVID-19. Yet, I don't want COVID-19 to take over your graduation. While we can't be together in person, I want to speak to you as if we are. So now, the second reason this year is bittersweet. As an advisor and a principal, I am blessed with the beautiful, beautiful opportunity to watch you grow from children into adults. The best moments of my day were the 45 minutes I saw my advisory, and I told them that often. Now, I'm not saying I have favorites in the class of 2020, but I will say I was incredibly lucky to get to know 23 different personalities and watch each of you grow and evolve over these 4 years. I also was able to know the other 100-some of you, and am proud to see how you've grown. So what do I mean by bittersweet? Bittersweet is a word that has a connotation that you can actually taste and smell. You can taste and smell the word. When I say bitter, I picture someone puckering up their face in a mix of joy and discomfort. When I say sweet, I see a smile, sticky berry juice dribbling down a chin. The joy of summer and of love and kindness. When you combine them, there is a deep care, a love but also a discomfort and a scrunching of one's eyes. This defines now. There is a joy in celebrating graduation, yet there is a discomfort mixed in. What will next year bring? What will your future hold? The unknown is always unmooring. The ground under your feet feels wobbly. This provides a level of excitement about venturing out into the world and an anxiety of not knowing where to put each step. For this term, unmooring, I ask you to picture the salt flats of Argentina. Each year, I find joy in the adventure of travel. This is what gets me past the doldrums of day to day. I spend more time planning a trip than actually taking one. Hold on. As you can see, this is right nearby. But when the excitement of discovering a new part of our planet Earth and immersing myself in different cultures is so enriching. So back to unmooring. Picture this. Last summer, my family and I drove up the 7 colored mountains of Salta province, Argentina. And after a very windy car ride, where the air was so thin we could hardly breathe, We descended from the apex of 4,170 meters to slightly below to the salt flats. When we exited the car, our legs were unsteady. We took in tentative breaths. The air was thinner, and the ground a brilliant white, like snow in the summer. Packed salt carved the earth in rivulets and bright blue streams cut within. The excitement of this new discovery left me and my family giddy. Yet, the unknown of where we were, the high altitude, the unknown terrain, left us in a state of uncertainty. This is you now. You are on those salt flats. And yet, you are more likely stuck on an airplane, the interminable flight to get to an adventure. Some of you know this well, traveling long nights in your past to return to family across the globe. For others, the airplane is an image far off in the sky that we used to see with great frequency and now is a passing anachronism. You imagine the unknown future, the exciting salt flats of college, your campus, new friends, new teachers and classes, new jobs, new opportunities, new training. Moving away from here or commuting to school as an adult, leaving your home, becoming your own self. Yet it remains suspended and fleeting, like the planes that rarely leave LaGuardia. We don't know when life will return to normal, so you are waiting to see what your next adventure will hold. Regardless, you are entering the world in a time where the world is truly being redefined. How we move about and how we communicate has changed in ways we never imagined. You are also entering the world of adulthood in a time of great social change. What has been a daily reality for many of you has become a newfound reality for others. This year ended with seniors leading the way with a call for action for Baruch. To dismantle the systems of oppression and educate us to listen, learn, and be true allies. To recognize where we are racist and to become anti-racist, meaning not just to condone systemic oppression, but to acknowledge how we have benefited from privilege within our society. And that has in turn oppressed others, namely people of color. Your advocacy is critical, and I urge you to continue to speak up and out as you move beyond our school. And I commit you to what we are committed to, as we are committed to this work as a school for as long as it takes. Graduating class of 2020. Your year will be marked forever in the history books. You have lost the rite of passage of an in-person graduation ceremony. Yet, you have gained a new definition of resilience. This pandemic will not define you. Instead, your resilience, your advocacy, your tenacity, and your kindness will define you. While we redefine school and our world, you are at the pinnacle of this change. We look to you to lead our nation into a stronger place. No pressure, but seriously, there is so much you can do. And we believe in you. I believe in you. For each unique personality, from the 23 in my advisory to the 100+ of you in the whole 12th grade at Baruch College Campus High School, you each will find your path, find your success, and commit, each in your own way, to bettering our nation, our world, and our future. Congratulations, class of 2020. I can't wait to see you at prom in the winter to celebrate with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Perez. And now we'll have the announcement of the graduates, starting with Ms. H's advisory.
So Ms. H's advisees, this is the time that you now stand up and she's going to read your names out, and everyone around you is going to cheer.
Let's do this, my beautiful people. Ariel Binns. Ben Gregory. Daniel Feldman. Efat Tayyiba. Flory Goddard. Isabella Belayas. Jamie Schwartz. Jayla Amaya. Jesse Guan. Kaylin Byerson. Lila Maller. Lily Giles. Lior Shriki. Masere Savane. Madalena Kishner. Macy Stature. Maddie Green. Melanie Diaz. Steve Lowe. Tessa Baum. Vivian Lee. And Yimhua Chen. I love you forever, my advisees. And now introducing Mr. Sparrow's advisory.
Here we go. Amy Yu. Annabella Pelaez. Anna Creed. Cindy Lowe. David Shanamani. Emily Yorman. Ethan Chan. Caitlin Davis. Lance Noble. Lila Kilaramani. Luca Kohler Cahill. Mai Avramovitz. Melissa Perez. Michelle Chow. Nara Cowing. Nicole Karku. Scott Zhang. Stephen Chin. Tomas Bjornsson. Vicky Zong. William Lee. William One. And Zihong Zhu. And now will Ms. Mistretta's advisees stand up and get ready to take a bow.
All right, let's do this. Adam Neville. Aaron Mercado. Avery Zhang. Carolina Bersani. Chloe Landau. Dallas Cruz. David Fernandez. Emily Link. Gloria Lay.
Ian Donahue. Itzel Rodriguez. Jacob Harvey. Kay Galarza. Layla Rodriguez. Lena Savino. Morgan Leota. Pei Ying Ren. Chu Chi Lin. Rita Khan. Sarah Eng. Samuel Rebkov. Sammy Wong. Sophia Kotliar. And Vicky Perez. I love you guys so, so much. You are amazing and congratulations. So I will turn it over to Miss Klein.
Okay. Alan Lin. Amy Liao. Charlotte McDermott. Chelsea Frias. Kobe Lee. Dante Conley Leonardi. Isaac Weissman. Jenna Herrera. Jonathan Perez. Kylie Wong. Marina Major. Melanie Vasquez. Nora El Said. Narissa Hamedes. Raphael Brandt. Rayan Drayle. Richie Zhang. Samantha Steiner. Sandy Kwong. Sen Oglesby. Sophia Pabst. Yori Jumari. Yushin Chen. Now I'm going to give it to Ms. Perez, but I just wanted to tell you all I love you so, 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 so much. Congrats.
Am I? Okay. Will my advisory please stand and approach the stage? Adriana Kuka. Alvin Radoncic. Annie Yang. Avery Lee. Eddie Guo. Emily de la Cruz. Erica Chu. Fiona Guo. Hasnan Kawaja. Jackson Zhang. Janet Andrade. John Jablonski. Kaleo De Stefano. Kostidis Ponksness. Kristina Mlinarova. Louisa Sperling. Marcella Doko. Men Yi Wang. Nu Chi Liu. Erasmus DeVoe. Rain Commodore. Rio Simpson. Tiffany Wrong. William Wu Liang. Thank you, my advisory. I wish you all the best. I wish we were together. I know you'll do great. So now I stay on the stage as I shift roles from your advisor to all of your principal. I want to take a moment and thank all of the families, parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, and everyone who helped you make it to this day. Even more so now than ever, you guys were home together, so we always thank the parents. So I want to ask you to take a moment before we close to just turn to your family who's beside you right now and thank them for helping you through this journey. Thank you, families. At this time, we are going to officially graduate you from high school. So I ask for you now, wherever you are, watching together, please rise. I'm hoping that you're wearing your cap and gown that I was so happy to see that you were wearing in your photos and that they made it to your homes. In tradition of graduation, which you so deserve, I'm going to ask you now to take a hold of the tassel, and I'm going to tell you to turn it over to the other side in order to graduate. Are you ready? Class of 2020, congratulations on graduating from Baruch College Campus High School. Turn your tassels over, throw your caps into the air. Congratulations all. We're very, very, so very proud of you.